You're listening to an audio article by the Common Constitutionalist. Today's article is entitled, "Have We Finally Found a Democrat Red Line?" In recent years, there has not been a red line in the sand that the Democrats would not cross. In foreign policy, Obama would bow and curtsy to every tin pot thug and dictator, and give them most anything they desired of the United States. Even self-imposed red lines were fair game. Domestically, nothing was too radical, no line they wouldn't cross, and dealing with spineless Republicans made it that much easier. But then a funny thing happened. Trump got elected and sent the left into a manic nosedive. From there, the rhetoric of the left just became more and more vitriolic. No low appeared too low for leftist politicians, pundits, or journalists. Then another funny thing happened. The illegal alien crossings began ramping up, and we suddenly had an alien epidemic on the border, and the Dems finally had their issue. They figured with their mastery of heartstring tugging, they would force the Donald to hoist with his own petard. The left had the issue to bring the hardline, anti-immigrant, jingoist leader to his knees. And for a while, it appeared to be working. But the left is nothing if not predictable. Trump didn't cave as expected, like good Republicans should. He pushed back. Leftists can't deal with pushback. It just makes them behave more radically unhinged. Exhibit A is Democrat Representative from California, Maxine Waters. Most have already been treated to her antics. She advocated for more of the same, which was given to Sarah Sanders and Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen. Now, I can't do a Maxine Waters imitation, so I'm not even going to attempt to. Quote, "Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, a gas station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. We've got to get the children connected to their parents," unquote, Waters spewed. Then yet another funny thing happened. Some on the left appear to have found a red line they will not cross, and leading the new red line Democrat charge is none other than Nancy Pelosi. Now, in recent years, there has literally been no depth that Nancy wouldn't stoop to abuse the right. Nothing she wouldn't do, nothing she wouldn't say. But Pelosi tweeted, quote, "Trump's daily lack of civility has provoked responses that are predictable but unacceptable. As we go forward, we must conduct elections in a way that achieves unity from sea to shining sea," unquote, egads. Now, calling Maxine's statement unacceptable is as much a smackdown as one radical can give to another, but it was a smackdown nonetheless. So why suddenly put on the brakes? Could it be that the Dems are beginning to see the tide turning against them? Yep, they sure could, because it is. Even fellow radical leftist New York Congressman Adriano Espaillat descended into his best politispeak when asked by CNN morning show anchor John Berman if he thought what Waters said was unacceptable. Although he didn't condemn her, he sure didn't defend her. It was easy to read between those lines. Heck, it was extraordinary enough for anyone at CNN to even question Waters' actions. Now the left has been throwing out poll after poll showing that the American public is firmly behind the Dems on this issue, and that the latest CBS poll shows that a full 48% of Americans favor keeping families together. But what these leftists neglect to add is that the CBS poll goes on to show that that same 48%, a plurality for sure, quote, "says that the United States government should release the entire family back to their home country together," unquote. I was surprised by this, as I too thought the Dems were actually winning on this. Now, with the midterms looming ever closer, this has to be a gut shot to the Dems, who had bet the farm on this winning issue. And this is a left-leaning CBS poll of 2,063 adults. Imagine what the results would have been from a real poll of likely voters. Yikes. Now suddenly they find themselves having to backtrack and moderate their caustic speak. Let's just see how long this self-imposed Democrat red line of civility remains and how well they can keep their radicals in check. Thank you for listening.